podcast where I give you whole life perspective on business, relationships, and personal development. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. This is the last episode of the Toks podcast for the year. Another 52 weeks of y'all kicking it with me. I'm super grateful. And this is also the final installment of the 2021 audit. This week, I wanted to talk to you about drive versus distraction and why you should really lean into stillness and quiet before you make big moves, such as stepping into the new year with all the plans you have, or any other big moves and changes that you have in general. So, many people are moving and many people are not getting anywhere. They are pretty much hamsters on a wheel. And this is because of hustle culture. And it can be sometimes perceived that movement in any direction is better than stillness, but I am really not of the group of moving in circles and not going anywhere. I would rather be still and be perceived as not doing anything. And part of this is because we believe that the results of our actions should be publicly or externally seen. So if you're working, if you're doing stuff, people need to know, people need to see the fruits of your labor. And of course, absolutely, there is a season for that harvest that cannot be hidden, spilling over. And I pray that it's yours in due time. But with that being said, a lot of that fruit that we see is produced via the roots, the quiet stuff, the things that no one sees, the things that nobody notices, and how those root systems, the internal, the quiet, the still, the sometimes moments that we can't even notice, those moments themselves, those are really where things happen, you know? So I wanted to advise you to do things a little differently, especially since 2020 is next week, or actually this weekend, I guess, right? But the next time we speak, technically, will be 2020 by God's grace. So I just wanted to give you the differences between drive and distraction and really just encourage you to notice them and feel okay with sitting in stillness with your decisions, sitting in stillness with your ideas, sitting in stillness with the people who you love and care, not feeling the need to constantly be moving and doing. And for me, as someone who is still constantly fighting with the need to constantly be pushing and doing, I find that when I don't successfully achieve this, I end up overexerting in situations. This can be social situations where I feel like the silence is uncomfortable. So I do everything in my power to fill it at the expense of myself and of my social limit and my comfort, or feeling like I need to do a bunch of stuff. And then I end up taking a step back and looking and realizing that I probably really didn't even do much of anything. It was just a bunch of disheveled, distracted movement, not direct action and sharpshooter energy, which is what we go for, right? So drive is directed. It has a place where it's meant to go. It's for a purpose, right? It's intentional. It's not happenstance. It's not, let's just throw things at the wall and see what sticks. It's purposeful because it's intentioned, right? There is an outcome that we're hoping for at the end of the thing that we are driven about. Just like when you hop in a car, right? For the most part, especially with these gas prices, we're not just joyriding. We don't want our life to be a joyride. We want it to be an intentional, destination-filled journey. And the final thing that drive is that it's trackable. You knew where you were going, so you know when you don't get there. And when you know what, when you don't get there, you know the path that you took. So now you can backtrack and see where exactly that path took the wrong turn that didn't allow you to get to that destination that you were trying to get to in the first place. And on the other hand, distraction is hectic. It's discombobulated, it's high energy, but kind of confusing. It's just jumping up and down, right? It's unintentional. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know where we're going. We are just doing, right? It's also confusing because since there is no intention, how do you necessarily know what you're supposed to do? How do you know what success looks like? How do you know what failure looks like? How do you know what you need to change when you don't even know where you were starting? So you don't know what was right or wrong in the first place. And finally, distractions are a waste of time. I think we know this. I know this based on the amounts of time where I just pop open my phone and go on the same app I was just on, close it, and then go on it again 1 second later, subconsciously, realizing that I just spent a lot of time mindlessly scrolling, right? So distraction is also a waste of time. But I think what's important to note is that both drive and distraction can be filled with action, right? Being hectic can be a lot of action. It can be a lot of flailing your hands in the air, right? Wasting time could be scrolling through TikTok for 4 hours. Being confused can mean driving in circles, right? And in terms of drive, being directed can mean having a plan and setting out and spending 4 hours doing it every day. Being intentional can mean knowing where you're going and purposely getting there. Being purposeful means taking time to think and justify exactly what it is you're doing, right? And that's the thing, right? Both drive and distraction contain action, which is why it's important to take a step back sometimes and audit and not just say, well, I'm moving, I'm getting things done. What are you getting done? Are you getting a lot of nothing done? Or are you getting the things you truly want to get done? And the difference really of the action of drive and distraction is the outcome, right? Both of them are movement, but one movement is going somewhere and one movement is lost in space, floating around in a spacesuit where there's no atmosphere, just bopping up and down with nowhere really to go, right? So I want you to, in this last week or these last few days of the year, calm it down, slow it down. I've been telling you this for the past 3 weeks, but I really mean it now because this is crunch time to slow down. So I want you to slow down to speed up. Stillness breeds the opportunity for clarity. Separation breeds the opportunity for clarity. Isolation breeds the opportunity for clarity. Take a step back from the people, from the work, from the goals, from the lists, and just sit in stillness and ask yourself, am I moving towards what I want? Not am I moving? Because as I said, we can spin in circles and that's movement, that's action, but am I moving towards what I want? And the best way to figure this out is to sit still. And when you get still, there will be a discomfort, especially when you're not used to it. When you're used to constantly being go, 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 stopping can make your body feel anxious. It can make you feel uncomfortable, but lean into that discomfort, understanding the value of it, and get what you need to get out of it. So that then when you speed back up, you can speed up with drive, getting to where you want to be because you know where it is now. You know where you're going. And that's not to say that there won't be distractions, there won't be bumps, there won't be pivots. Of course, that's part of the journey. But for the parts that you yourself can control, you owe it to yourself to slow down, to speed up in the right direction and with the good type of action that leads to desired outcomes. So thank you again for listening, and thank you for being here with me for this past year of the podcast. There are going to be quite some exciting changes going into the new year or starting in the new year that I will most likely be doing the first episode of the year to really just break down and explain the new things that are happening. There is a lot of growth. So I'm grateful to all of you who have shared the podcast, who have reached out to me and told me the ways that these words that I say into a mic in an empty room every single week have been impacting you and confirming things in your life. That is the reason why I do this. And I am so grateful to each and every one of you. God bless you for keeping me going and making this a worthy journey of drive and direction and purpose that is trackable by the goals and the growth that I have had and the opportunities that I have had because I have been doing this and because you all believe in me so much to continue to support me and share and like and subscribe and all the other good things. So thank you so much for listening. Happy New Year in advance. I pray that this year will be good. It will be clear. It will be full of unexpected celebration left, right, and center and opportunities that will truly, truly blow your mind.